In this video, I talk to you about the books that I read in the month of November, aka my November reading wrap up. Hey guys, I'm Sankalpita and you're watching Book Geeks India, which is a channel where I make book related videos. Now, if you guys remember, I had done a November TBR in which I spoke to you about all the books that I want to read in November. Now, that video had come out on 9th of November. I think that was the day I shot it. But, till then, I had not read a single book in the month of November. And then it was time for Diwali. And then I thought that maybe I won't be able to read a lot in November, but thankfully I was able to catch up on my reading in the later half of the month. So it so happened that I actually read 10 complete books in November, but there is one more book which I read and I finished it like 97%. So I'm gonna be counting that book in the month of November as well. So technically, well, not so technically, I read 11 books in the month of November. Now, because talking about 11 books will be a little longer, so I've decided to break this video into two parts. I'll be talking about the 5 books that I read in the beginning, and in the second part, I'll be talking about the 6 books, the rest of the 6 books. Now, out of all these 11 books that I read in the month of November, I read 9 ebooks. Yes, 9 of them were ebooks. And then 2 of these were actually physical copies. And out of these 11 books, 7 books for my own picks. I had decided to pick these up on my own mood, on my own whims. But 4 of these were sent to me by authors. They were review copies. Yes, I do take review copies from authors because I also have to survive, and that is one way in which I'm able to stay afloat and earn financially. So that's pretty much the breakup of what exactly I had read in the month of November. And now, because like I have 5 books to talk to you about, let's begin with the video. Book number 1 is Nonate by Sonali Dabade. Now, Sonali is a very dear friend to me, and that's the reason this book was also very special to me. And not just a dear friend, she's also a bookstagrammer, a booktuber, and a book critic just like myself. I'm sure a lot of you would have already heard of her channel, The Melodramatic Bookworm. If not, then I'm gonna link that channel down below and you can go and check that out. Sonali is one person whom I always go for book recommendations, for book suggestions, because I love what she reads. I love the variety of what she reads. So that was about Sonali. Now let's talk about Sonali's book. So Nonate is a collection of 9 short stories, and all of these stories have different genres. So one of it is like horror, one of it is dystopia, a thriller, a tragedy, romance, contemporary fiction. So this is exactly what I like the most about her book, the kind of diversity and versatility that she has shown in her writing, because writing across these genres is like a very, I think, difficult thing. Now, there were a lot of stories that won my heart, but I think the most special to me was the story about a soldier. So this particular story talks to us about the life of a soldier, the life of a soldier's family, and the kind of sacrifices the entire family has to make. Another story that I loved was Dine and Dash, and this was like a contemporary fiction which talks about a young couple that have been married for some time, and it talks to us about some things which are very relatable in any marriage. One thing that I want to tell you about Sonali's writing, it is extremely rich in vocabulary. Like, you have to constantly refer to your dictionary, because I read it on Kindle, so I was referring to every time I was just looking up meanings of words. Book number 2 was also a very short read, and this was Art Matters by Neil Gaiman and Chris Riddle. Now, this is a book which I read on my Kindle because there was a sale recently of Kindle ebooks, and I had purchased this book for, I think, around 90 rupees, somewhere close to that, but it was definitely less than 100. So I had picked up this book then, and now that I've read it, I will definitely get my hands on the physical copy, because this is such a beautiful read. Like, this is a gorgeous book to behold and to cherish and to keep in your library forever. So this is basically a compilation of a lot of Neil Gaiman's writing, non-fiction writing on various subjects, on various topics. It's like a collection of his essays and articles and quotes, a lot of those things. And then it is illustrated by the very talented, let me show you some of the illustrations. I don't know if you can see. Can you? I hope you can. And then you have all these beautiful illustrations by Chris Riddle. So this is a book that, like I told you, it talks about a lot of things which are very close to Neil Gaiman's heart. So he has divided this entire book into 4 sections. One of the section talks about freedom of speech. The other one is about making a chair and making or creating something, the joy of creating something which was never there before. And the other one is about libraries, the importance of librarians and libraries, and why we should definitely fight to have libraries and librarians in our locality, in our local city, and wherever we are. And this particular section has a lot of examples from Neil Gaiman's own childhood. He talks about his own experiences, how librarians helped him discover books, and they just helped him become who he is today. And the last section is about making good art. And this, I think, is a book which should be read both by parents and by children, especially if you have a young child or a young adult. I think this is a fantastic book to give to them because it tells us to just follow our passion, to follow our heart, and do what we love. And if you turn that thing that you love into a profession, then there's nothing like it. A quick suggestion, guys, if you're enjoying this video, please don't forget to hit that like and comment down below, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. The next book that I read was also on my Kindle, and it's called Zikora by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Now, it is not exactly a book, like it's a short story. I'll tell you exactly how many pages it has. It has 35 pages. So this was, I mean, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie does not need any introduction. She's the award-winning author, a Nigerian American author who has won several awards and whose books are like worldwide phenomena. So be it Americana, be it Purple Hibiscus, be it We Should All Be Feminists, she has written such beautiful works, and her works have been read by millions and millions of people all over the world. So at the very core, this book, Zikora, is about a mother-daughter relationship which has taken several blows over the years. It is a story that is quite relatable because sometimes we do end up living with people whom we have no idea and whom we don't get to know even if we have lived with them for years or decades. So it is a story that explores that kind of relationship. So Zikora is a woman. She's a very smart, intelligent woman from Nigeria who's now settled in America and is a very talented and professional lawyer there. Zikora is in love with somebody, and when she falls pregnant, her lover decides to leave her. And thereafter, her life takes a completely different turn. She wants to keep the baby, so she has decided to go with the pregnancy. But she is dreading this one thing, the coming of her mother and staying with her, because she does not enjoy that kind of a relationship with her mother. But during this entire phase, Zikora tries to understand the past experiences of her mother and why she's so controlling and commanding in every situation that arises. So this is a story of that, a mother-daughter relationship at its very core. And like Chimamanda is known for her style, this is very expressive, very emotional, and I think I loved the story. I really enjoyed it, and I would definitely recommend it to you guys. Book number 4 that I read is 15 Minutes 15 Seconds by Puneet Pundeet. This is a book which was sent to me by the author for review. So this is a story of a guy who has contradictory addictions. So on one hand, he cannot live without alcohol. On the other hand, he also cannot live without meditation. So he has to have these two things in his life on a daily basis. Now, as a person, he's an introvert, so he doesn't mingle a lot, be it with his family or friends or colleagues. But yes, he loves these two things in his life. Now, one day when his family plans a sudden trip to the Himalayas, to all the pilgrim sites of Himalayas, he decides to accompany them. But when he goes there, a tragedy strikes that leaves him shattered, and it is this tragedy that propels him on a path of spiritual awakening that acts like a catalyst for his complete transformation. This is a book which actually delves a lot into spirituality, into mythology, into a little bit fantasy, and it's a book that has a different premise, but I think it's a little amateurish in its execution. And also, while the descriptions were good, the book fell flat when it came to delivering emotions and passion. Finally, guys, it's time for book number 5, and this is a very, very, very popular book. Why I say this? Because it is actually won the best horror book, the most popular horror book of 2020 in the Goodreads Popular Choice Award. And let me tell you one thing, this book got like 85,000 votes. Like, that's huge. So I saw that during the entire stretch of the year, this book was talked about so much. A lot of people were talking about it, and the cover is gorgeous, of course. I also read it on my Kindle. Let me show it to you, one second. So this is the book. Like I told you, I read it on my Kindle. Just look at the cover. It's gorgeous. It's like beautiful. So I also kind of fell for the cover and also the hype that this book was getting on Goodreads. And I want you guys to tell me if you want a review of this book on my channel or not. So if you are interested, just let me know in the comments below and I will be happy to do a review of this. So this book is like a period drama come gothic horror. It's set in the 1950s of Mexico. We meet this woman, a gorgeous, beautiful woman called Noemi Taboada. Now Noemi is one woman who's very smart, intellectual and also very headstrong. She's a socialite, she's a diva. She loves ballroom dances, cocktail parties, beautiful gorgeous gowns, red lipsticks. So that is exactly her style and idea of a comfortable and beautiful life. Now all that changes when her family receives a letter from her just married cousin Catalina. Now Catalina is accusing her husband of poisoning her and she's urging somebody to come and rescue her from this impending doom. So what happens? Noemi has to leave her life in the city and she has to travel to this very remote countryside and to this place called High Place, which is like a very huge gothic kind of mansion in the middle of nowhere. Now when she goes there, she comes across all people who do not want her to be there. There's something definitely mysterious going on. The husband, for example, is very cunning but also charming. There's something devilishly handsome about him. And then there is this aunt who doesn't like Noemi at all. She keeps telling her what to do and what not to do. And then there is the very, very mysterious patriarch of the family who has a very uncanny interest in Noemi. So there is something definitely wrong and Noemi has to figure out what. Like it has such an atmospheric vibe and I actually loved a lot of this book, like a huge part of this book, but I will tell you more about it in a separate video if you guys are interested. So let me know in the comments below and I will be very, very happy to do a review. So guys, these were 5 books that I read in the month of November. I'll be coming out with another video with my next 6 books that I read in the month of November, aka my November reading wrap up part 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And in the comment section below, tell me about your favorite books from November. How many books did you read and which were your favorite reads? So tell me all about it and I will see you with another video super soon. Until then, bye.